Have you ever wondered if all of humanity could agree on a single, shared blueprint for the future? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. It's honestly one of the most ambitious projects the world has ever seen.
I mean, just think about that for a second. A single, unified to-do list for every country, every community, every person on Earth. A checklist for building a better world. You know, it sounds a bit like science fiction, but it's the very real idea behind this incredible plan.
Okay, so here's the official mission statement. This isn't just some vague hope. It's the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And the keywords here are shared blueprint. It's a super detailed plan that every single United Nations member state agreed on back in 2015, and it's all about guiding us to a future with peace and prosperity for everyone.
So, how do you make a plan for the entire planet something you can actually do? Well, you break it down. And right at the heart of this whole 2030 agenda are 17 core goals. These are our global roadmap.
And here they are, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs for short. They really show you the sheer scope of this thing. I mean, they cover everything from ending poverty to protecting life in our oceans. But the real genius here, the thing that makes this different, is that they're all connected. For instance, you can't really tackle Goal 1, no poverty, without also working on Goal 5, gender equality. Why? Because we know for a fact that empowering women is one of the most powerful ways to boost an economy. The old way of trying to fix these huge problems one at a time, it just didn't work. This blueprint gets it. You have to address them all together.
Now, a plan this huge, this ambitious, doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. So you gotta ask, how in the world did 193 countries all agree on this one shared blueprint? Well, the story of the SDGs is really an evolution, built on decades of people working together across the globe.
This timeline really shows how the idea grew over time. You can see the momentum started building way back in 1992 at the Earth Summit. That led to the more focused Millennium Development Goals in 2000, which, by the way, made huge progress in areas like reducing poverty and child mortality. Each step learned from the one before it, the successes and the failures, and it all led up to the 17 comprehensive SDGs we have today, which were adopted in 2015.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory. But we all know a plan is only as good as its execution. And with goals this massive, you can bet the hurdles are just as big. So that brings up a really important question. How do we actually hold the world accountable for making progress?
And this is how. There's an actual accountability system in place, and it's a pretty clear four-step process. First, countries go out and collect the data, the real-world numbers on hundreds of different indicators. Then the UN uses all that information to create reports. It all builds up to a big annual SDG progress report from the UN Secretary General. And finally, it's all reviewed at this high-level political forum. So you see, it's not just a report card. It's more like a diagnostic tool to see where we're winning, and maybe even more importantly, to pinpoint the hurdles that are holding us back.
This quote really gets to the core of what the SDGs are all about. This is not a plan for some countries to help out other countries. It is an urgent call for action that applies to absolutely everyone. It's all about a global partnership where every single nation, no matter if it's considered developed or developing, has a huge role to play and has changes to make.
And that's where we'll leave it. 17 goals, one planet, one shared future. The blueprint is there, the tracking system is in place, and the clock is definitely ticking towards 2030. But this plan isn't just for governments. It's a call to action for every single one of us. So the real question isn't just what happens next, but what part will you play in it?